Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from TW White & Sons. Here we have today a Mercedes C220 AMG Line Premium Plus automatic car, diesel, Euro 6. Now, we literally took this car in part exchange about an hour ago. It's come in as is, so the previous owner must have had it cleaned because it's looking absolutely beautiful. Now, we're a Mazda dealer. Gentleman bought a new Mazda. Very happy with the Mercedes, just fancied a bit of a challenge, and we're delighted to take this car in, and I'm actually rather impressed by it. This is about 38,000 miles. It's got a full service history, which I shall show you when we get in the vehicle. The first owner was Mercedes-Benz themselves, then our customer as the second owner. It's just to reiterate, it is a Euro 6 car, so it is compliant. You can drive it in London. So no bother there, and it's a really well spec car. It's got a panoramic roof, leather interior, premium sound system. The list goes on, but we'll get some more detail of that when we get in the car. I must say, I am enamoured with the colour of this vehicle. It's like a silvery blue colour. Mercedes used to do a colour called Astral Silver. I remember on the old 123 series cars, if you're familiar with them, back in the 70s and 80s. Perhaps it's actually called that. I might actually have to look that up. It is lovely. The tyres look new. I found a receipt for a service done about 5,000 miles ago, where they actually advise on tyres. So I'd imagine they were probably changed at that point. So at its worst, this car's done about 5,000 miles on the tyres. However, this will go through our workshop. It will be treated as a approved used Mazda, so it will go through a rigorous 101 point check. Anything that requires doing shall be done. So I'll book that in with the workshop, because the next service is actually due next month, so it needs servicing anyhow. Now, condition wise, it is lovely. There are a couple of very light curb marks on the alloys here on this wheel here, which I'll have done over the next couple of days. Is there, I think there's a tiny mark on that one, and possibly that one there. That might be a bit of dirt. So the car is beautiful. Now, I just want to sort of emphasise, this isn't a car that's come from one of these big sort of car supermarkets that sell premium cars, without mentioning any names. This is a Mercedes-Benz direct car, and I think that means a lot. You get 2 keys with the car. It's got a service history. It'll be correctly prepped. You've got the automatic tailgate, which I think's rather good. You don't have a spare wheel like most cars these days, but look at that. All the pump kit and whatnot hasn't actually been touched. So there's a few crumbs in there. So the boot wasn't cleaned, but this will all be done. And look at that there. You've got the auto boot lid. Now, when I was having a little bit of rehearsal around the vehicle, I actually thought to myself, Mercedes actually had a hydraulic boot lid on their top of the line car back in 1963 called the Mercedes 600, which was made sort of infamous because a lot of world leaders had them, including the Beatles and Rowan Atkinson. So that was hydraulically operated. I think this one is electronically, but it's amazing how far ahead Mercedes were even back in the 1960s. I am a bit of a fan of the older cars, especially the older Mercedes. And I'm never that too impressed with like the A classes and whatnot, especially when using Renault engines and stuff on some of their models. This, I must say, I think is a very good car. You've got this hard wearing leatherette. I think it would go by leather interior. You've got the more support. Oh, hold on, these are electric. Look at that. So full electric. So you've got that bit of support there. That's all electronically operated, so lots of control there, and it is a comfortable car. It almost feels like an E-Class to me. You've got heated seats. You've got memory functions on both sides and 3 memory functions. Mercedes have always done that, I think, with their electrically adjustable seats. panoramic roof, and it opens. I'll show you in a minute. But you've also got a panoramic roof for the rear passengers. I know my 4-year-old would be delighted with that. And you've got ISOFIX anchorages on the 2 outer seats, but lots of room. I can see why a lot of these are used for like airport runs and that sort of thing. Beautiful car, really impressed. So let's hop inside. You've got all the mats, AMG mats are all in good condition. There's premium sound system. I can't actually read that, but perhaps you can from here. Is it a Bowmeister? Right, I'm going to get the air conditioning on as quick as possible because it is really hot today. Now, what did I do with the keys? So, 2 keys with the car. I shall put them back in there. You've got a drinks holder. I suppose a place for an ashtray should you opt for one. And you've got a start button just here. I don't know if you noticed, the steering column moved. So the steering column is electrically operated, and it will tally up with your memory function there. So let us turn the blower down here, so we can have just here. You can hear me a bit better. So you got this really lovely steering wheel. I believe this is part of the AMG line. You've got paddle shifts. I believe this is a 7-speed gearbox. Okay, but don't hold me to that. Do check out the spec. On here you've got, look, I can navigate, trip, navigation, radio, media, telephone, assistance, service, settings. What's in service actually? Any messages? Oh, it'll notify you if you need AdBlue, tyre pressures, Assist Plus. So there we go. A B6 service is due in 37 days. Oh, that's very clever. Okay. Look, there we are, the mileage. Oh, hold on. Not there we are, the mileage. I can only seem to get the mileage up when I turn the ignition off. Let me do that. But I have taken photographs. What did I do? What did I do to get the mileage up earlier? It's telling me I need some fuel. Oh, hold on. I did do this earlier. Trip. Maybe it's the trip. No, it's not the trip. There we go. 38,283 miles. And when we're on that note, let me share this with you. So, Mercedes, like Mazda, have a digital service record. So, I've got lots of receipts here, but look at this. So West Wickham, Beckenham, this car had its first service at 7,249 miles, second service 13,168, third 19,062. Okay, that was in 19. Then it had its service in 2020 at 24,046. That's at Right Tech Autos. Now, if you don't know, Right Tech are an independent Mercedes specialist, so they have access to this because I suppose they're an authorised repairer. But all the technicians are from the Malaya Group. I don't know if you remember Malaya Group back in the day. They were a big Mercedes dealer. I think when they sort of went bust or closed down, I don't know if they went bust or got taken over, probably. A lot of their staff sort of set up their own businesses. It's just around the corner from us, funnily enough. And then it had a service here in July 2022. Okay, so yeah, it's got a really lovely service history. There is an invoice there actually for it, with an MOT. We've got the invoices as well, so I've got all this information, all the books for this lovely example. Now, look at this. This has like a mouse. Now this, I'll be honest with you, I'll probably make this look really difficult, but when you get used to it, I'm sure it's a doddle. And then you can navigate this screen here. And now there's a lot of sun today. Let's see if I can get rid of some of that. Look at that. It's telling me I want filling up. Hold on. Now, let me just put the camera down a second. Sorry about this, very unprofessional. I'm going to try to get out of the eye line of the sun, because otherwise you won't be able to see what I'm seeing. That's much better. Right, okay, sorry about that. So the car was telling me, look, I need fuel. So it's actually giving me options of petrol stations, or fuel stations, shall I say. So there's your sat nav there. Okay, shall we see? Let's see. Okay, online map display, compass. Oh, I never got on with a compass. Online map, there's the map. Sorry, I should have rehearsed this. I didn't at all. Hold on a minute. Options, that's what we need, don't we? Options, destination. There you go. Keyword from contacts, address entry. There you go, postal code. Yep, so that's how you do that. So nice and easy. But this, I don't know if this is actually, no, it's not touchscreen. I'd imagine it'll be quite easy. Oh, look, you've got this dial here. That's a bit more familiar to me, and probably easier for me to use. So there you go. That's how I would use it for starters anyway, until I got used to this here, this sort of mouse, I suppose. Okay, so let's go back to the menu. So you can adjust your climate control here as well. All right, I've got it on low naturally. It's quite warm today, I think about 24 degrees. Feels warmer than that. And then that can also be operated here. Temperature, air distribution. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so yeah, the direction of it all. That's all nice and clever. Airflow. Should we have a look at airflow? Okay, so airflow is your fan speed, but I must say you can actually do it here as well. I'd probably find it easier to do that. Okay. Your volume control here is on this like roller. You can turn this screen on and off there. Parking sensors you can turn off. You've also got a parking camera. You've got the engine stop-start system there. And you've got different ways of driving. It's comfort, eco, sport, sport plus. Oh, I might try sport plus on the way back. Yeah, all really lovely. Now, the other thing I like about this car, it's got a column gear change, which means you've got all this room here. Okay, I suppose you'd have a gear stick here if it was a manual. Column gear change, wonderful thing. My father's actually got an old Mercedes. It's actually, I was working it out the other day. It is 63 years old, and it's a manual column change. And when my friends see me drive it, because it was actually on top gear, I took a friend of mine along. He was like, "What are you doing? It's amazing how you change gear like that." I actually really like it. But being automatic, you just put it into drive and off you go. And when I put it into reverse, there you go. I get the dynamic lines, which will help get me parked square on in the bays. So yeah, a really lovely car. Look at that panoramic roof there. Now you've got a blind. Yeah, all working correctly, so you can have it back like that, and then you can open. Now my parents have actually got a C-Class with a panoramic roof, and that was one of my mother's requirements. It must have a panoramic roof. She's a real fan. I must say I do like a panoramic roof. Okay, so I've gone through the service history. The condition of this car is lovely. As I say, don't get this confused with one from like a car supermarket or something like that, which has been like an ex-company car. Nothing wrong, but I always like these sort of privately owned vehicles. Now, we are a Mazda dealer, as I mentioned earlier. Please do check out our reviews and you'll get a good idea of who you're doing business with. We get a lot of repeat customers, so we do like to try to, give you a very good service, and we want you to have a seamless, enjoyable buying experience, which is why we offer the most fantastic part exchange facility, and that is why we have cars like this. The gentleman, you know, he did, you know, he's aware, and he did explore, you know, the likes of these big companies who you know, encourage you to sell their car to them online, but we did a great deal with the part exchange. You'll get the best deal with a part exchange, and then he's had a seamless, enjoyable buying experience. So if you're watching this video, thank you very much, sir, for a lovely car. So let me have a look. You got this great big sort of armrest cavity, USBs in here. Oh, that's a point. Let's have a look. I'm sure this has got, actually I don't want to say, just in case it doesn't. How do we get back? So I should have rehearsed this. Back, navigate, media. Oh, discs, I better take that out. So you've still got a CD player. I say still, a lot of cars don't have them anymore. Hang on, did I see devices? Okay, so you can have BT audio as well. Okay, a memory card. I've never done anything off a memory card. So that's referring to, so Bluetooth audio off your phone, and then the two USBs which were in the armrest, a media register, no idea what that is, and a memory card. I never done that, so I couldn't really comment, but if you want me to find out, I certainly can go away and find out for you. Telephone, let's have a look. Telephone, connect and connect for Bluetooth telephony. So yeah, all Bluetooth, you can stream music, etc, etc. Okay, now this car will come with a 12 months comprehensive warranty. Okay, it's not a dealer warranty, so you can use it in any VAT registered garage. Of course, we'd like you to come back to us if you have any problems. Touch wood, you won't. But yeah, and we have warranty extension facilities. We've got the best part exchange facility, as explained earlier. We have fantastic finance facilities. Please just inquire and we can help you out with that. Okay, we've got a delivery facility. I can take more photos, videos of this car. Now, if you're looking at this vehicle outside our regular business hours, don't let that stop you from inquiring. We do appreciate, you know, people will be looking at cars outside regular our business hours. Give us a call and leave a voicemail. Alternatively, drop us an email. Whatever's easiest for you. We pick them up out of ours and we will come back to you. Okay, so I want to thank you for watching the video. I've actually really enjoyed doing this, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye bye.